In 2018, a killer whale named Tahlequah gave birth to a calf, but the baby died less than an hour after birth. Despite this, Tahlequah refused to let go of her baby's body. Over the course of 17 days, she carried the lifeless body on her back, covering a distance of approximately 1,600 kilometers. Each time the body began to sink, she would dive to bring it back to the surface, even as it began to decompose. This behavior was highly unusual and accompanied by changes in her feeding patterns and movement routes. But was this truly grief or merely confusion? Can animals genuinely mourn? The answer to this question is, as early as 1871, Charles Darwin proposed that animals experience a range of emotions, including sadness. However, many scientists have been hesitant to attribute human emotions to animals, as there is no definitive way to compare the minds of humans and animals. It's also possible that unusual behaviors following the death of a companion serve other purposes, such as environmental adaptation. For a long time, the prevailing belief was that humans were unique in their ability to feel complex emotions, while animals acted purely on instinct. This perspective, however, has been increasingly challenged since the 20th century. One well-known example comes from the 1980s, involving a gorilla named Coco, who had learned American Sign Language. When Coco was informed of the death of her beloved pet cat, she exhibited distress by making sorrowful sounds and showed signs of grief, such as tears and a sad expression when shown a picture of the cat. Today, numerous observations suggest that certain animals, particularly mammals and birds, display behaviors that resemble mourning. For instance, in 2003, an elephant matriarch named Eleanor collapsed. Another elephant, Grace, approached and repeatedly tried to lift Eleanor, who kept falling. Grace eventually stood beside her, vocalizing mournfully, and continued her efforts to keep Eleanor upright. After Eleanor's death, elephants from multiple herds came to visit her body, some rocking back and forth as they stood near it. In other cases, elephants have been observed carrying the remains of deceased companions, such as skulls or tusks. Another example occurred in 2010, involving a giraffe calf born with a leg deformity. The calf lived for only 4 weeks. After its death, 22 adult female giraffes and 4 juveniles surrounded the body, touching it and remaining close by. The calf's mother didn't eat for 3 days, an unusual behavior for giraffes, which are constant grazers. Even as hyenas began consuming the calf's body, the mother stayed by its side. Scientists are increasingly studying how animals respond to the death of their kind. In 2006, researchers analyzed fecal samples from baboons that had lost close relatives to predators. These samples revealed significantly elevated stress hormone levels in the weeks following a loss. During this time, the affected baboons increased their social interactions, such as grooming others and seeking closer connections within the group. After about 2 months, their hormone levels returned to normal. Primates, especially mothers carrying the bodies of their deceased offspring, often exhibit contradictory behaviors. Some mothers carefully clean their baby's corpse while others eat it. These conflicting actions suggest that the mothers may experience complex emotions regarding their offspring's remains. Chimpanzees also provide notable examples of grief-like behavior. In one study, mothers whose infants had died entered a state of deep sadness, spending days carrying and grooming the lifeless body as if it was still alive. These mothers showed no interest in food or socializing with other group members. Researchers believe this behavior indicates that chimpanzee mothers are not only physically, but also emotionally affected by the loss of their young. There are even reports of birds mourning the loss of a mate. For example, in studies of great tits, surviving birds were observed singing less and eating less after their partner's death. This behavior suggests that even birds, often considered less socially complex, can form deep emotional bonds and experience the impact of loss. Still, the question of whether animals grieve as humans do remains difficult to answer. The concept of grief is deeply tied to human experiences, and there is no universal definition that can be applied to animals. It is likely that animals have different emotional mechanisms that trigger mourning-like reactions, but these may not be directly comparable to human experiences of loss and sorrow. Despite these uncertainties, it is clear that animals form social bonds that are both deep and meaningful. Their responses to the loss of companions are often complex and multifaceted, deserving greater attention from the scientific community. Researchers continue to explore how animals process emotions and how these emotions influence their behavior throughout their lives. This work not only enhances our understanding of animals, but also has practical implications for how we treat animals in captivity and agriculture. Ultimately, studying grief and other emotions in animals offers profound insights into the animal kingdom and challenges us to reconsider our own notions of empathy, compassion, and the intricate emotional lives of animals. This presentation is brought to you by Sam. Love topics like this? Don't forget to follow the channel for even more engaging content.